What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Gimme presented by BetMGM. Why the Gimme? You guys know why? Because it's good. We are less than 12 hours away from first tee time at Quail Hollow for the Wells Fargo Championship. Big boy course, big boy field. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm Jason Sobel from Golf Bet, alongside, as always, my friends Amanda Rose and Justin Ray from the 15th Club. Over the next little while, we're going to spin the betting wheel. We're going to make our perfect portfolios, our ultimate DFS lineup. We've got a really cool contest this week. Our first round leader contest. You get it right, you have a chance of winning a Golf Bet hoodie. Good luck to you. And so we move on. And guys, how are you doing, Amanda? And give me a bet that you're making this week.
I'm good, Jason. Thank you. I realized after I made all my picks that half of my picks were Max Homa. So we're going to be hearing a lot about the Harry Wonder this week.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. This is a social media superstar. Justin, what about you?
BetMGM has a great rest of the world prop bet. It's basically all the players eligible for the President's Cup international team. Sung J M at plus 900, gaining more than a stroke per round off the tee, plus putting. Only Bryson has a better number this season among players in the field in that statistic. You're going to hear a lot from me this week about that type of statistical profile, so stay tuned.
All right, I like that. And for me, just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. I'm back on Doc Redman once again. I can't quit him. He shot 81 in the opening round at the RBC Heritage. I said, okay, that's enough. I'm done. And then he had the best ball striking numbers of anybody in the field on Sunday at Innisbrook. I'm back in on Doc Redman. Give me the good doctor for a top 20 this week. Let's get to the top of the board. And we've got some big names, like I said. JT, either the favorite or the co-favorite, depending on where you look. BetMGM has him as a co-favorite, plus 1,000 alongside John Rahm, of course, still searching for his first victory of the year. Bryson DeChambeau, 14-1. Xander Schauffele, 18-1. Rory McIlroy, two-time winner at 20-1. And a very popular pick, Victor Hovland, also at 20-1. You know, it doesn't matter. High stakes, high volume, low stakes, low volume. We all want winners. You can see how we did last week at the Wells Fargo Championship right there on your screen. Let's get to this week's perfect portfolios. Amanda, start us off. Where are you going?
Well, I'm nursing a very bruised ego after that Sam Horsfield missed cut last week. So excuse me while I go cry. To start, I'm going with kind of an easy pick here that I really hope hits is Webb Simpson for a top 10. Like, he's a member here. He's been playing good golf lately. It just seems like it's going to be a good week for him. It's kind of like a home game for him. Max Homa, he's coming off a top 5 last week in Tampa, defending champ here. They didn't play it in 2020. He won here in 2019. He has a win on this season at Riviera, a really, really hard course. Another big boy golf course in here is another tough course. He plays really well at these elite ball striking courses. And speaking of elite players or soon to be elite players, Victor Hovland, top 10. He played well in Nolan, the team event. He had a great week last week in Tampa as well. He comes into this week third in ball striking, which is super important here. Like I just mentioned that with Max Homa, ball striking here is super important. I like him a lot for top 10. And finally, a guy that I almost took last week for my perfect portfolio and then was like, nah, was Cameron Tringali. So he was great last week. He comes in to this event in the top like 10 or top 6, I think, ball striking total. And it's a really strong field. So I am taking the camo triangle for top 10 this week also. Rounds out my group.
Like that. Camo triangle. Okay. I can get down with that. Yeah, that's cool. All right. You guys know me. I like taking chances. Usually I don't take a huge chance with my favorite outright play. I always like to look at that 25-1 to 40-1 range. I'm digging deeper this week. A local guy, a guy who's a member at Quail Hollow, Harold Varner III, actually just announced on social media earlier today, there's going to be an HV4 coming very soon. So congratulations to the Varner family at 66-1. I'm going to hope that good mojo keeps going for the Varners. I've got him outright this week. Also taking HV3 top 10. Along with Brian Harmon and Will Zalatoris. Why Will Zalatoris? Because he does it seemingly every single week he plays. Justin.
So I've got Brian Harmon as well. Got him to top 20, coming off 4 consecutive top 15 finishes. Won this tournament a few years ago, but it was on a different golf course. That doesn't bother me. That he's got a great statistical profile for here. Top 20 in scoring average, despite being outside the top 100 in strokes gained approach. Tells me he's driving it and putting it really well. Just like Amanda did. I've got Webb Simpson to top 10. She mentioned he's a member. You got to like that. 12th place at the Masters, 9th place at the RBC Heritage. I think the floor is incredibly high for Webb Simpson this week with his performance. I've got Patrick Reed to top 10. He nearly won the 2017 PGA Championship here. Missed the cut last week. That does not bother me at all. When he won at Torrey Pines earlier this year by like a zillion shots, he was coming off a missed cut the previous week. So that doesn't bother me. Patrick Reed with some good course history at Quail Hollow. I like him this week. And then my pick outright is the big man, Bryson DeChambeau. I hit with him at Bay Hill. I'm going to go with a guy who, on a golf course that rewards big-time ball flight, you've got to take him to win. Last time he played here, solo fourth, and that was before we got Bryson 2.0, the big, distance monster that he's kind of evolved into now. So that's what my portfolio looks like, topping it off with Bryson to win.
I'd like to point out both of you guys on Webb Simpson this week. I think it's a fine play. I like him a lot as well. Hearing some Webb Simpson things that maybe aren't quite as positive right now going into the first round. Just if you're out there and you're betting big on Webb Simpson, just kind of keep an eye out, keep an ear out. That's what I'll put out there. Nothing to report just yet.
Jason, what are those things?
Nothing I can report. Just saying, just be a little cautious. That's all I'm saying about Webb Simpson right now. Let's talk about this golf course, Quail Hollow. 7,500 yards of beauty in Charlotte. 2017 PGA Championship, of course, was held there. Next year's President's Cup will be held there as well. And maybe a slight advantage starting tomorrow to the later tee times. Usually we like looking at early tee times for first round leaders. The wind is actually going to die down a little bit in the afternoon, and it's going to warm up. So on a big golf course, you figure guys can hit it a little further in some warmer conditions. And so I actually like the afternoon guys better for those first round leader bets. Let's get to what we like for our first round leader contest. And again, those out there can get on Twitter. You win the first round leader contest, you might have a chance of winning a golf bet hoodie. Amanda, where are you going with yours?
Well, after last week, that was just such a swing and a miss with Luke Donald. Like, I should just see myself out after that. I'm taking Max Homa. Like I said, I didn't realize I kind of picked him for everything, but he's defending champ, great form, good ball striker, likes this course. I like him to go out and shoot a really low number on Thursday. It wouldn't surprise me if he came in at 64, 65. So,
all right, J-Ray.
So last week, Cameron Tringali became the player with the most earnings in the history of the PGA Tour to have never won. And he was told that after his round. That can't make a man very happy. I'm just saying, I think that might have a little bit of a fire under him. Comes out smoking hot. He's my first round leader pick. Oh, by the way, third on the PGA Tour this season in first round scoring average.
All right. So about 30 seconds ago, I told you be very cautious, be wary of Webb Simpson. I picked him as my first round leader. Of course, that's called hedging your bet. So I've now said that maybe you don't like Webb Simpson as much. Oh, and also I'm going to bet on him. Look, the numbers are there. In his last 8 opening rounds at Quail Hollow, 6 have been under par. 5 of his last 10 this season have been sub 70 on Thursdays. That's it. Let's just make sure he's 100%. Again, can't say anything. Just saying, not saying, just saying. I like
Strong
him.
Conviction there, Jason.
I like him less now than I did half an hour ago. Well, I'm just throwing it out there, but I'm hedging. I will hedge.
I would like the full rundown after this. Thank you very much.
We'll see. Let's get to the ultimate DFS lineup. We do it every week on the Action Network podcast. Yes, I'm ignoring you, Amanda. I'm just moving on. We also have our models and our tools on Fantasy Labs, of course, and we go through DraftKings. 6 players. We each get 2 picks. Amanda goes first because she says so every single week. So, Amanda, go.
I hate myself right now. Homa. I get the first bet. Like, I need to make sure you guys don't get who I want to take. He's been playing great. He won this season. He won at Riviera. I mean, that's such an incredible course. He has a win here at Quail Hollow. So it's going to be Homa for me. Justin, where are you going?
I can't argue with you. I may have picked Max if you had enough, as well as he played last week and this performance he had 2 years ago, picking up his first victory. I'm going with the guy I've already mentioned, Brian Harman at 8,700. I think is a great value. 4 consecutive top 15 finishes. won this tournament a few years ago at Eagle Trace. But like I said, the winners typically gain fewer strokes on their approach. Brian Harman, top 20 in scoring on tour, outside the top 100 in strokes gained approach. Profile fits really well. I like him at 8,700.
You might have taken Homa if she hadn't. I might have taken Harma if you hadn't, or Harman if you hadn't. I'm going to go with the guy I like so much this week, HV3 at 7,600 on DraftKings. I think that's a smash play this week, Amanda.
I'm going with an old man over here, Stuart Sink. Like, I usually don't leave you guys a lot of money, but I was like, this is actually a really good play. I think he's in the 7,000s. I can't see the graphic on screen right now, but he's already won twice on the season. He won in September at the Safeway. He won at the RBC a few weeks back. He's still really good pricing. He's playing really well. And this is like, he plays well in this area. So going with the good old Stuart Sink.
Stuart Sink, longer than you think at his age, too. Still has some pop in the bat.
Thank God.
So I talked a lot about how performance off the tee and on the greens is more significant this week. There are 10 players on the PGA Tour this season who gain at least half a stroke per round off the tee and are positive in strokes gained putting. 9 of those guys are pretty much household names. The 10th, Cameron Davis, $7,100. I think he's a great value this week. He's going to be my long shot if you wait till the end of the show as well. But Cameron Davis makes our roster at 7,100. I'm
still going back to it. If you can't remember that Stuart Sink is hitting it longer, just remember, Stuart Sink, longer than you think. It all rhymes. J. Ray poetry right there. You've left me a lot of money this week, which you don't often do. I was hoping for a little more. I wanted to be a little greedy. I was hoping Victor Hovland. Can't quite get to him. I will settle for Will Zalatoris, though. Like I said, well, he fishes up there every single week, so why not take him? Just got engaged, so he's got to pay for some stuff, I guess. He needs some money.
No.
Yes, he does.
What? No? Yes? No?
I said he's like 12, and Justin's like, he has stuff to pay for. And I'm like, yeah, high school.
Have you had to pay for a wedding?
Yeah.
Come
no
on
one
now.
wants to marry me. You've met me, right? Like, Justin, don't ask stupid questions. I'm kidding.
Congratulations to Will Zalatoris. I'm only taking guys that have announced that their significant others are having a child or have gotten engaged in the past week. So that's a balanced lineup. Max Homa, Brian Harman, Harold Varner III, Stuart Sink, Cameron Davis, and Will Zalatoris. Ship it. All right, let's get to the wheel. The betting wheel is time to spin it. We've got 6 big names. Some we've mentioned, some we haven't. Webb Simpson. What do we think about him now? Bryson DeChambeau, Rory McIlroy, Phil Mickelson, Patrick Cantlay, and Max Homa. I wonder what Amanda's going to say about Max Homa. Super producer Evan Abrams, are you ready to spin the wheel?
I am, and you just took my joke about Homa. Literally, tip of my tongue. I was going to go that distance. I'll back off now. All right, let's spin the wheel. Let's see where we go. First spin up, it is... of course, it's Bryson. Jason Sobel, Bryson DeChambeau, hit me.
I am buying Bryson DeChambeau because Justin Ray has told me to buy Bryson DeChambeau. Justin Ray has told me on the Action Network podcast. He told me on my PGA Tour radio show. He called me up in the middle of the night and keeps telling me that the 2 clubs that are most important at Quail Hollow this week are driver and putter. Bryson is really good with those 2 clubs. In fact, there are times he doesn't even need any of the other clubs. He can just walk around with those 2, a driver and a putter. And so that should work for him well this week. I don't know that I'm necessarily betting him outright all the way, but yeah, I like Bryson. It's more of a buy than a sell for me.
Love it. J-Ray outright, Jason sort of outright. That works for me. All right, let's spin it back. Let's see what we got here. One more time. Here we go. And it is, of course, it's Phil Mickelson. Justin, Phil, hit me.
I'm going to buy Phil this week. Of all the players with 10 or more rounds on this golf course the last decade, Phil Mickelson has the 2nd highest birdie average. Only Rory McIlroy is more in that span. This is one of 5 courses over the last 11 years where Phil's averaged at least 4.5 birdies per round. I don't know if he's going to contend, but he's going to make a ton of birdies on this golf course. I like him as a DFS play, and then maybe some top 20 action. I like Phil Mickelson this week.
All right, now time for Amanda spin. Let's do it. Let's go now.
Oh, Max Homa.
No, we need.
Here we go. And we got, it's Rory. All right, Amanda, go Rory. Who do you like here?
So I know Rory just had a birthday yesterday. This is where he won his first golf tournament on the PGA Tour back in, I think it was 2010. He was like, was just turning 21. So I like the history he has there. And I don't know if you guys know this, but he just became a dad. Like I haven't heard anyone say anything about that on television or the internet. So I know I'm breaking news here. All of that said, I love Rory. I want nothing more than to see Rory succeed. I don't know if this is his week. I'm kind of tentative. Like I want to sell him, but we also kind of want to buy him because he has really good history at this course and at Kiowa coming up soon. So it's like I'm in that like a weird limbo with him, but I think I'm going to have to sell and I feel bad, but.
All right, guys, let's get to our long shots. Give me one guy with a big number next to his name that you like this week, J. Ray.
I saw Cameron Davis at 100-1. I talked to you about his statistical profile. Fits perfect. A guy who bombs it off the tee, has great high apex ball flight, high trajectory player is going to help him a lot this week. Cameron Davis is my long shot.
Amanda.
I'm going with Matt Jones. I know he's a long shot here, but he really shouldn't be. Like his numbers don't really add up to the amount, like how well he's played. He won at the Honda in March, top 30 at the Masters. His game looks really good and you're still getting a really good value on him. So I like Matt Jones a lot.
Okay. So after our Action Network podcast the other day, in which Justin said, hey, you want good drivers, you want good putters. I took everything else out of a model on Fantasy Labs and I used short-term strokes gained off the tee, long-term strokes gained off the tee, short-term putting, long-term putting, and it spit out with the best value for this week, Vince Whaley. And I thought, what? Vince Whaley? Give me a break. And then I looked up Vince Whaley, and he has 6 consecutive top 40 finishes. This guy might be the most under-the-radar player on the entire PGA Tour. I'm not saying he's going to win this week, but I'm not saying he's going to win. Why not a top 20, top 30, top 40 type prop play on Vince Whaley? Fantasy Labs models know what they're doing. J. Ray knows what he's doing. Put them all together, and that could mean good things for Mr. Whaley this week and the rest of us. Thank you to everybody out there for watching this edition of the Gimme. Remember to check out Golf Bet this week and every other week for all of our content. For Amanda Rose, for Justin Ray, I'm Jason Sobel. Good luck with all of your bets for this week's Wells Fargo Championship. Here's hoping you hit the green.